Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the Bot Signal. I am so happy you're here today. My name is RJ Redden, and if you don't know me, entrepreneurs hire me to skyrocket their marketing message because most feel like they're shouting into a black hole day after day, or they're a carbon copy of what's worked for someone else, and they can't get any traction online to save their lives. So, I create epic chatbot experiences that get people to click that button, connect with you, and convert like crazy. Bottom line, I am on a mission to change the world with marketing. I want to get 1 million people to change their marketing. Today, let's start with you. So, today's subject actually came from a conversation that I was having yesterday, one of the meetings that I was on. A guy named Tim Francis was on, and he was talking about other people's time is a privilege. When people choose to share their time with you, it's a privilege. It's not a right. Most of us, when we hold a webinar or we've got a live event going, or even if we invite people to a Zoom hangout, a little after hours type of thing. I don't know how many you're involved in, but I've got quite a few on my schedule. Anyway, even when, even if it's even if it's a small kind of a thing that's not, it doesn't even have to do with any business at all. I know that I catch myself thinking sometimes, well, not a lot of people are here. Maybe people don't like me. You know what I mean? I start getting all about it. Sometimes when, I'm watching a video that I've put out or whatever, I pay so much attention to those numbers. And I know that some of those numbers mean a 3-second view somewhere. We begin sometimes take it a little personally. We begin to take it personally how many people are engaging in our stuff, how many, all of the numbers and all of the stats. Listen, if anything, if you never pick up a chatbot, if you never see one again for your entire life, much less adopt one, I want you to know one thing. When people choose to spend their time with you, it's a privilege. It is. Time is something we don't get back. I've invested my time in relationships, movies, a whole lot of things in which I didn't get my return on investment back, and that is okay. But I want you to start thinking about other people's time and how much that is a privilege for them to tune into a live stream, to come to a live event, especially if they come to a live event, right? There are so many things that go on where we are measuring the wrong thing and we're appreciating the wrong thing. I know that it's hard to fight sometimes. It's hard to fight that urge to just look at the numbers and go, okay, that's where we're measured. Because if you can measure it, you can manage it, right? But start thinking about this in a totally different way. When you do, you'll realize that you are connecting with people. You are connecting with people. There are people out there that listen to the podcast or see one of these, and maybe I'll meet them in 6 months because of something I say today or something I said yesterday. It's all good. It's all good. They've chosen to spend their time with me for a minute or 2 or maybe 10. It's a privilege that people do that. It is not a right. I don't have a right to anyone else's time. Well, maybe my wife. Maybe some family members and stuff like that. But as far as the business world out there, I don't have a right to anyone's time. And when they choose to spend time with me in whatever capacity, I've got to remember that that's precious. We don't we don't have forever. If you doubt that at all, remember New Year's Eve 2019. Everybody's celebrating, everybody's thinking that they know what the year ahead is. None of us knew what it was. None of us had any idea what was going to happen. And it's taken jobs from people. It's taken time from people. It's also created some new things. Sometimes, COVID certainly has taken some lives from people. That's a big deal. We can't predict the future. We don't know if we have tomorrow to connect with people. So, here's what I want you to do today. Here's what I want you to think about when you're spending time with somebody, no matter who it is. I want you to think about the fact that their time that they share with you is a privilege. And make the most of it. Make the most of it. If you are given a webinar and 3 people are there, act like 3,000 people are there. Act like you're in front of an audience. Because really, to those 3 people, that's what it is. That's what it is. You want to make every minute that people spend with you valuable and worth their time as much as you possibly can. So that's my spiel this morning. Gosh, I hope you're doing great out there. In wherever you're listening to this from. I hope that things are going great for you. Things are certainly going great for me, and yeah, it's gonna be a great day. I'm personally giving a webinar later today. It's for the copywriters, or if you've ever wanted to write chatbots for a living. That webinar is going to be at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. And it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. If you want to join us and come hang out, then come hang out, because it's going to be a different kind of a webinar. Today, actually, I've been working on this since the weekend. I rearranged my office so that I can actually stand up and deliver this webinar. I don't want to be just another talking head. You know what I'm saying? So come on, join us, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Thanks for your time today, as always. And that's it for now. I'll see you in a bot.